Thank you for providing me with whatever I need today. May I just see your will and not mine. Thank you in Jesus' name. Safe ride for everybody today. And help me do the speed limit today. That's my main thing. I got a main thing today. Did you know that? The main thing is the main thing, Mr. Motorbomb. Out here running the streets like you own them some days. You get humbled quickly. Get some interesting thoughts in my head sometimes about renewed thinking and how to think out here on the streets and people doing things that you're not so appreciative of. A good book says, at times anyway, forgive them, for they know not what they do. And if they knew what they was doing to themselves by doing what you perceive as them doing something to you, which really isn't true if you know the truth, because you'd be filled with the love and forgiveness for the same things that you have experienced and done yourself. There's really no greater. We're all not really such good people, you know. So from what I see, yeah, we try to be good. We're generally good. At least most of us see and believe that about ourselves. But as soon as you get a few questions asked, like, have you, like just some of the commandments, the 10 commandments, go through those, ask yourselves, have I lied? Have I stole? Have I used God's name in vain? Have I made other gods before God, like a worldly thing, you know? Have I done that? And you can find out right where you stand for judgment, whether you believe in it or not. Something created, right? Maker of us all. It's like the guy who's telling me, it's like it's such a clear thing. Even if you see a painting from, what, 500 years ago with no name on it, you know somebody painted it, right? You don't have to know who, when, really, how, but you know there was a maker of that painting. It's like when we look at the earth, the sky, the stars, the moon, the sun, our souls, our bodies, you know, licorice, plants, animals, the miracles they do, how they know what to do in their own world. It's like we kind of know what to do at times in our own world. And what always heals, I think what heals us is the love of God. Love heals us. Feeling good heals us. And having new perceptions, new perspectives that get you out of your clogged up mind that may give you depression or feel bad or not feel good about yourself or what you've done or what somebody else has done makes you feel good, or how poor you might be, or what kind of financial crisis you might be in. There's a lot of things that you can be suffering from. There's a big old line just to get on the freeway. I think I'll pass on that today. So yeah, all I know is when I was at my worst and my bottom, my very bottom in my life, I was willing to do something about the problem. Like, what can help me? I couldn't help myself no more, and I kept doing worse things. And I was petrified, terrified, and I just surrendered, you know? I went out, I found the help that I needed. And the things that helped me was what others had done before me to help themselves, who showed me how, you know, human beings got out of themselves to help another human being, and showing them principles of God, and to find your own higher power, to find God that, you know, would help you and give you a power greater than yourselves, because without that power I was doomed to repeat my life, which was insane and scared the hell out of me and caused me to do even worse things to myself and to others, and trying so hard to do good, knowing I wanted to do good. I knew it made me feel good, but all I had was the illusions of other things, substance abuse, whatever it was, partying real hard. I'm not saying that those things are wrong or bad, but those were things I did to cope with the emptiness inside, you know. So getting a different perspective on my life by practicing certain principles. It was, like I said, 3 of them that you really needed was the honesty, open-mindedness, and willingness. And I pretty much was willing to do all that and then some. I mean, whatever it took, because I was terrified. I was hurting. And so I found out love was healing me by kindness, and doing things that made me feel good, and receiving things that made me feel good, and getting forgiveness for all those things that I did that I basically didn't want to do. All those things are what brought me to that place in my life that I wanted to change. Change it did. And I still get feelings and emotions sometimes that want to remind me of some of that bad stuff. And even if I let too much of that go on, I'll start repeating some of those older traits in my life and wonder why I'm being short-tempered, a little less unforgiving, a little cranky. And it's because it's easy to revert back to where you came from. Lack of gratitude, lack of spiritual maintenance, lack of seeking your higher power's help. You know, which for me personally, I went after I learned some of that stuff, I went back to the Bible and just started reading. I read the whole Bible basically. And I've read certain parts of it many, many times, and did some church stuff as well, just trying to learn as much as I could and what other people knew about God, right? So that I just wanted to live a better life. So I was willing to try it all and learn some things. Very helpful. Very, very helpful. I did find that you can't really be taught God. You can't be taught none of this stuff until, well, definitely until you're willing. Until you're willing. And then you really got to experience it by taking a look at your rap sheet. That's basically what I did. Took an inventory of what I was doing, what caused all those things, how I developed different patterns in my life, you know, that repeated, and what I could do about it, you know. And once I saw what my disease was, my sin was, my ego was. They're all pretty much right the same. And the things that they reached out for to sustain self and to soothe self and to gain more in life through the things you see it does, the defects, you know, the stealing, the lying, even as small as it can be, they all affect you. And you get enough of those, you start doing greater ones and bigger ones, and next thing you know, you're in jail, in prison, you know, in a physical one, you know. Worst one is probably in your mind, and you can't stand that no more, and the external ones come. You can do a lot of damage. The more damage you do to yourself, the more damage you're able to do to others around you, especially ones who don't have higher power, don't have God in their life. But those things will eventually bring them to their knees as well. So it's like sometimes, yeah, feel bad, you know, somewhat about what you've done, so you can, you know, repent and ask for forgiveness and hopefully get some do-over, right? Nice mellow ride today. A motorbomb ride. Motorbomb, Virginia. How is everybody today? Oh, Lordy. Man, I had I don't know, it's one of those days yesterday. Started off to go to work, really didn't have nothing to do at work, so it all worked out. Work was working out. The tunnel that I go through every day, I think it was shut down for 2 hours or more. Anyway, miles long back up. So just to get across, one person said it took them like 5 hours to get from this side in Hampton to get over to Virginia Beach side. You know, those of you that don't know, you got to cross the Chesapeake Bay from the peninsula here that we're on over to the other side. Not only do we not have a large enough roadway to handle all the cars, they're doing construction on it to make the road bigger. I don't know, right? I love the Vice Grip Garage guy, the way he talks. He was from up north, you know, yeah. That's where I was too, yeah, okie dokie. No, it looks alright. I don't see nothing major down there. Not a very good inspection, is it? Well, it looks like we got some traffic flow anyway today, but yeah, I was stopped all here. We didn't have no movement. Freeway was stopped. I just turned around and went home. Good thing I did, because there was dust in the tunnel. I don't know what that means, but is it so dusty and cloudy that there was no visibility, or bad breathing, or who knows? Yeah, heavy traffic, so I really hush up during those times.